Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, everything spicy and the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any stunt or activity performed on this show.
Hey everyone, I am Phil and this is Everything Spicy. How are we doing? It is Saturday night. Saturday freaking night. What's up, man? How is everybody? Texas Hotspot says I'm drunk. Well, you started shotgunning beers or chugging beers at freaking 9 a.m. this morning, Zach. Can't imagine why. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, what a day, what a day, what a day. I always like to give everybody a little update on my day. Got up this morning. Went over to my mother-in-law's and we got busy working on some landscape stuff for it. Looks really nice now. So I got that all out of the way, came home and prepped a little Wild Wild West dual intro for the chip challenge that me and Tone Ranger and Eric and Nate, Lazy Nate, wound up doing tonight. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I'm trying to find a way to talk about it and be good about it. But at the end of the day, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that the chip was the way it was. It is what it is. So, yeah. So, that's not what we're up here for. It's gonna be part of the conversation, right? It is what just happened, but a couple hours ago, right? So, let me go to the chat. Let me start shouting out some people. I want to thank everyone that's here so far. We got Dylan Overforce is here. What's up, Dylan? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Jakey and O.O. Eileen Valou. Her new channel name is Heartsight. Check her out. Jadzia Daxton House. One of my newest members. Good to see you, Jadzia. Divine Tiffany is here. What's up, Divine Tiffany? Good to see you, girl. Did I say Texas Hotspots here? Of course I did. Saucy Shane, my saucy brother, is in the house. What's up, Sauce Shane? Good to see you, sir. Oh, let's see. Zach is just killing the chat. Good to see you. Metal Music Maniac Harry is in the house. What's up, Harry? Good to see you. Super chat again, Eileen. Thank you, Eileen. Watching this fucker on my phone because I have no power at home right now. That's Chaucer. Fox and Outdoors. What's up, Chaucer? Good to see you, man. Peppers of Kentucky Living's in the house. What's up, my Kentucky brother? Good to see you. Mayberry U316. That's my car dealership brother. What's up, Mayberry? How you doing, man? Raven the Blackbird, as always. Raven's in the house. Good to see you, Raven. Thanks for always being a supportive member of the channel and always coming and hanging out with us. Will, the rocker Will, is in the house. What's up, Will? Got Will before he went to bed. Again, there is Eileen. Thank you for the super. Well, as long as you know, now we can actually give her something for the super chat. Let's see. What do we got for Eileen for the super chat? No, she don't want to see that. Let's see. What can we give Eileen for the super chat? Here we go.
You got a tendency for taking all your clothes off. Oh man, hot damn, you got a body like. Oh man, hot damn, I'm falling hard like. I like it. Oh man, hot damn, you got a body like. I like it.
Thank you, Eileen. Appreciate it. FTV is in the house. My hefty brother. It's kind of hefty like me. FTV is in the house. Good to see you, F. Let's see. I think we have shouted everybody out. If I missed you, say hey in the chat, and I'd be happy to shout you out again. Let's see. Is this going to be the right? That's not going to be the right thing. You got to do the whole invite thing. I got one of my partners in crime from the chip challenge today. So let's put this in the stream and thank you, Will. Lawn Dog's in the house. What's up, Lawn Dog? So without further ado, or maybe we should do some more. Hold on a second. Let's what do we bring this guy in with? What do we bring this guy in? There we go.
What? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
What's up, Tone?
Hey, Phil.
Don't say what. Just saying. You might get shot. Oh.
Yeah, no more shots. So
how's your aftermath, man?
I didn't have one.
Can't imagine you did.
No,
we just lost you. Can't hear you.
you kind of psych yourself up because you go on YouTube because you're like, you want to see everybody doing it. And so
you moved your mic. We can hardly hear you.
Okay, sorry. Oh, it's right here. Pulled out the wrong one. So anyway, you see a bunch of people doing it on YouTube, and some people are freaking out about it, and some people are like, yeah, whatever. And so you kind of really want to hit that middle road there, and that's kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be hotter, but it is what it is. So
I was kind of expecting, coming from the Feast and Fury, who is the ones that help with the Packy One Chip Challenge. I was kind of expecting Packy One Chip Challenge heat stepped up a notch based off of having Pepper X.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when Ed released the video, that first promo video, the other guy, looked like he was having a rough time. And Ed's like, Ed eats Reapers like they're candy, and he was getting high off of it. It's like, dude, what's going on here?
Yeah. So it makes you wonder, did we get a faulty version of the chip? I mean, Lazy Nate looked like his was coated. Right?
Yeah, mine wasn't bad at all. I mean, you could taste it, but
I could have eaten a whole bag of those.
Yeah, I probably could have got through about 5 of them without really tearing up or anything. Right. Just a guess, but
I mean, because I've gone through like a bag of the ghost pepper chips from Packy, and those, and if you eat one of their like 2-ounce bags, I think it's a 2-ounce bag, you'll get some tears and a little nose run and whatnot from that.
Mhm.
Those and those are good. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm talking to my wife, and I'm kind of hold on a second. I'm gonna bring this guy from the basement up. So I'm talking. What's up, Russell?
Not a whole lot.
So I'm talking to my wife after we get done with this. Can I really feel bad? Okay, I feel bad because I feel like in most cases we get on here, whether it's a hot sauce review, a tincture review, you do a challenge, you're promoting the product, whether it's hot and you can handle the heat, or it's super hot and you look like you're dying and the tears are running and your nose is running and everything else. But again, even from you guys, I know I've got a different level than most people, and a lot of people say, well, it's not hot to you. But I know you guys. I know you guys have got, a good tolerance, not super high. You admitted yourself. You haven't done a challenge in a while.
Yeah, my mouth can handle things my stomach can't. So
yeah, and it's like I was for most part I was disappointed. Now again, Ed's got his name all over this thing now. I mean, I think it's still Feast and Fury. That's their website, the Chip Duel, and I would recommend that you try this. I'm not going to come up here and say don't buy it. I would recommend you try it. The coin is very cool. Definitely, this is going to be a collector's item if you're in the Chili Head community. This is really a cool coin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and who knows how much money they've got going into packaging and the coin and all that other stuff.
And this was priced exactly where I thought it should be priced.
How much was it?
Well, it was $20. It was $19.99 for this. A single packy chip usually is $6.95. That's retail. Mm-hmm. So I figured 2 packy chips, a coin, that right around $20 is what I thought this was going to be, and that's exactly what it came in at. So I wasn't disappointed in the price. So
yeah, and what got most people is the shipping, because if you just order one, they ship it 2-day shipping, and so it was a little bit higher. But you get I don't know how many more, like 5 or so. It goes to ground, so it knocks the shipping costs down.
Yeah, well, I ordered 4, and I don't know what. So what I'm going to try to do, I already messaged someone that I work with. I've got a guy that I work that did a Packy 1 chip that kind of wrecked him for 2 days. You could see right after he ate it, like 30, 45 seconds in, he got a little panicked in his eyes and whatnot. And I was telling him about this before I did it. And I told him, I said, what? I messaged him Facebook. I said, watch my video. I said, we got to get. So my thought process is, here I am like Joe Biden now. I'm not completing the sentence. My thought process is now for these other 3 that I've got, other 3 boxes I got to get people that are non-chili heads that can handle a little spice to do the challenge.
Yeah. And a non-chili head could probably do them. They might have a little bit trouble with them, but it's not going to kill you.
Right. If they had what we had. Now, again, I don't know about Lazy Nate's. Lazy Nate's looked like it was super coated. The one that he had, what's up, Caperway? But I'll tell you, based on what I had 2 of them. You had 1 and Eric had 1, and it really didn't phase us much.
No, and the Pocky, these chips were about that big, but the Pockies, they were pretty good size too. So if it was the same,
well, there's your coin. It was smaller than this coin.
Yeah,
and this coin I would guess is what, silver dollar size.
It looks like a silver dollar.
So it's a little less than this, maybe a little bigger than maybe a 50-cent piece size, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's about how big the chip was. But again,
a lot of these people who do this, it seems like they're really doing a good thing, and then they don't realize how hot some of these chips could be.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with a lot of these channels, like the Packy 1 chips, a lot of these people that do these this Packy 1 chip aren't chili heads. They have a YouTube channel. Yeah, they might have 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 plus subscribers. They don't do spicy stuff on a normal basis. They know by doing this chip, if they got the right video and the right thumbnail, or the right thumbnail and right the script title, you're going to get a lot of views. So I think that's why they do it. And I think, and I might be wrong. I mean, I might, I think there's some acting involved for some people.
Well, last night or was it yesterday? R5 did those balls, those hot ball, those,
Yeah.
and she kind of suffered a little bit on that.
But I've got Cindy's balls. Cindy's balls are hot.
It's not the Cindy balls. It's one of those packages of chips.
I'll tell you what. I know what Carolina Reaper balls you talk about because I did that whole package, and Zach was going to shave his beard if I ate them all, and I saved him because I only ate half of the last one. She had the same one. I ate that whole package, and one of those balls. I got to go back and think. One of those balls are about as hot as one of these chips. So to do that whole package, I don't know.
I mean,
You should have seen Gil tried one of those, and he nearly lost it.
Well, Gil's got a very low tolerance for spice. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I tried Cindy's balls a couple months back, and they were hot, but they were good, but they were hot enough that I tasted them twice.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Cindy. If you were, I got a feeling if you were to eat Cindy's balls on a completely empty stomach, you'd probably suffer about 15 or 20 minutes of actual pain as your stomach got used to that heat. I don't think if I hadn't prepped with those chips, there was much more going on there than the little bit of mouth burn that we got because there's no real substance there. So,
Like no taste or something in it?
No, the taste was fine. The taste was fine. They just weren't. They weren't coated to make it a challenge for someone who's not a Chilean. I mean, Raven, if you like a little spice, I think you would be fine eating the same chips that we ate. You might say, "Oh man, that's probably one of the hotter things I've ever eaten," but again, it's not. I don't know what else to say. Cindy's balls.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's some spices I do like. I mean, where I live in New Mexico, we got the hottest chili ever. I mean, a lot of people like our chilies on hamburgers and stuff like that, and it's really good stuff.
Hello, Don is coming. How you doing?
Hey, Don.
Annie. All of us got up on the panel before we ate these things, and all of us were like, we're nervous. You see all the hype, you see how Ed was talking about it, you see how, the guy who did the video with him and everything else, it makes you think, that it's going to be something that wasn't. So, I don't know, it's weird. So. Oh, but that's there's the hippie. What are you talking about? You talking about Zach down here?
Who?
Are you
Dr.
hippie?
Smith? X? Who are you talking about?
What's up, Don is coming.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis? Oh,
God. That show came out in the 70s. And I remember it.
oh yeah. 70s or
70s.
80s?
Well, between the 70s and 80s. Well,
Yeah.
mainly about the 80s, really.
So
You gotta love you gotta like some of these old shows.
what's up, Donald Morris in the Berg? How you doing, man? So how you been, Tony? I mean, we really didn't talk about one. I know you've been a little sick. You hacking there a little bit and everything. Have you been all right? Family been all right?
Yeah, I'm messing with this because these are noise canceling. I can't hear anything else going on, but anyway, things are going okay. Like I said, I haven't done any challenges for a while. Back in February, it's been a problem that I've been dealing with for years, but it just really flared up within this last winter. But I've been a production welder for about 20 years. And I started getting this tingling in the back of my neck and my shoulders. Well, a while back ago, I started getting it in my fingers too. And so I ended up going, it flared up so bad I couldn't sleep one night. So went to the doctor and they gave me shots, which didn't do squat, and ended up having to get an MRI and basically said my neck had gone straight and was degenerating discs and caused a whole bunch of other problems. So I just kind of decided then to kind of back off on some of the challenges and and kind of view things from the sidelines. But been getting chiropractic treatments, and those have helped out quite a bit. The curve is starting to come back, but a lot of the pain is gone. Tingling's still there. So, I mean, it's a pretty serious issue, but we'll get through it without surgery, hopefully.
You got to take care of yourself, man. We have
Yeah.
someone down in the basement. Let's see here.
Swing, swing, tadpole. She's a
Hello, Katie.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, Phil?
Oh, just hanging in there, doing doing challenges today, or at least what we thought was going to be a challenge. So,
And speaking of challenges, way to go on the hot dog eating contest.
Thank you. Thank you.
You those people eat more hot dogs in 10 minutes than I do all year. So
I know. It's pretty amazing.
I couldn't have eaten 16 hot dogs at any time.
Well,
But I
it
would've
depends
felt
on
just like
how
she-
many hot dogs they put in there.
I would have felt just like she did, though, sitting on that bar stool afterwards.
Oh,
that
so
look on her
bad.
face said 1,000 words, man.
And I did a wing contest 2 years ago and ended up eating like 25 wings somewhere in there. And I was just like miserably full. And it took a couple of days to get that out.
Well,
yeah.
For my 53rd birthday, I tried to eat 53 Carolina Reaper wings from Buffalo Wild Wings, and I only got 33 down. And for the rest of that day and part of the next day, I felt like hell.
Mhm.
Again, I can't. Not that anybody does I can't boot, so I just got to deal with it. So
Right. Right.
Well, a lot of people like her who do these eating challenges are sometimes good and sometimes really crazy at times.
And she's put down a lot of spicy challenges that I haven't touched yet. So
Katie did the nemesis. That in our group of people. If you take on the nemesis and you get 3/4 of the way through that thing or finish that thing, that's impressive, because that's I think that's one of the hottest things we offer in our community.
I have
Yeah.
not finished the Nemesis.
Well, I know you
So-
got 3/4 of it done. I watched the thing with Hef TV.
Yeah.
With Joe Weymouth, and I mean,
if excuse me.
the hardest part of that bar is the last two squares, because I was one of the first people. I wasn't the first, but I was one of the first people to do it. And those last two squares is just like you have to power through, kind of like you powered through the noodles the other night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to power through those. You're already 6 squares in. You're already gonna have cramps like you don't want to even think about. 4 squares, yeah, but I'm
going to have to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, Rika from Hungary. I sadly mentioned that was one of the things I didn't do. So he's actually sending me a Nemesis. So I have to do it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I did buy another one. I said I would never do one. I did buy another one
Ugh.
about 3 or 4 months ago, and really wanted to get my tolerance up before I did it again. I don't feel
Yeah.
like I've done that over the last month or so, even since my peppers have been growing. I haven't been eating fresh pods really. And then what did I do? I went and bought an Ed Curry Experience.
Yep.
No, and by the sounds of things, now I'm confused, right? by the sounds of things, based on Heat 101, having a square of that made me think that it'd be hotter than the Nemesis, but now I don't know. Now I don't, because they haven't talked about, when Chili Terror Nightmare came out, they said, about 17 Reapers. When Nemesis came out, about 30. So you had an idea of how much hotter.
Right.
And they really haven't said that about Ed Curry Experience. And even if they did, Pepper X, how do you got nothing to compare it to.
Right.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah.
They just started roasting chili here in Santa Fe a while ago.
Love it.
Roasting chili?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hatch green chilies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
year.
actually a lot of people don't realize how hot some of those chilies are, and they are hotter than some of the Carolina Reapers.
They're so amazing. It's the best chili I've ever tasted in my whole life, Phil. So
really?
The chili community is probably gonna lose their mind, get super hateful. But Hatch green chilies are the most flavorful chilies I've ever had.
Really?
They are actually very flavorful, and it's like that's why I said that a lot of us in New Mexico loves putting chili on everything.
Yep.
We'll put it on our hamburgers. We'll put it on our Some people even put it on hot dogs too.
Yeah, so the fun thing, if you live in Albuquerque, is that you can go to McDonald's and get green chili on your hamburger. You can get green chili on your pizza. Any fast food restaurant you can go to, you can get green chili on. It's so amazing.
Wow. I'm jealous.
You should be.
Well, if you're ever down this way, by this time at the roasting, I would show you where a lot of people roast their chilies. I mean, there's a lot of places. There's one that's where I live in Santa Fe. There's a guy who roasts chilies in front of Big Lots, formerly what was once a Foodway store.
All right, we're gonna do a little shuffling here. All right, what's up, Nate?
Hey, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
How's your aftermath there, Nate?
Aftermath? I'll be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed, but not by too much. You know what I mean? Because that definitely, I don't think that'll be considered for League of Fire. You have to eat both of them, I think, to even be considered for 1 point, considering how the pack.
Yeah, I don't think that would be considered for the League of Fire as well. So,
how many chips are in there?
There's two package.
But again, they're smaller than this coin. They're like 50 cents size.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and I rewatched it, and y'all's Daggone chip was had a hell of a lot less than mine.
Right. Well, I've gone back through, downloaded that from StreamYard, and edited it, and I'm going to be putting out a video. Actually, I think it goes out tomorrow morning, and it's a edited down version where you don't have the big intro and the waiting around for Eric and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And people can actually, if they want to watch that without all the extra stuff, to just get our opinion, because again, there's a lot of people out there that are going to buy these things. And
right.
I think one, it's good for people that are non-chili heads that maybe wouldn't have tried these chips. I think you're going to have some people that says, "Oh, well, it's not that bad. Let me give it a try." But I think you're also going to have some people that are chili heads that are like, "What? That's not that hot." So I think it's going to work good and bad. The video. I think it'll make people that wouldn't have normally tried them try them, and other people might be like, "Well, I don't know."
Well, what was funny is I brought up Roger. Oh, go ahead, Katie. Sorry.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to ask. So, Phil, my daughter, who's 14, wants this to be her first challenge. She wants to do the duel. And I think, with my prep, my help, it's not really a big deal. I'm sure people will freak out, but it should be fine. What do you think?
Again, I got to a level 3.
Okay.
So, for me, I think she'll be fine if she handles things and does other things with you. I mean, they're going to be hotter than the blue diamond almonds. I mean, the blue diamond almonds weren't hot.
Well, yeah.
I mean, those
It's
had
not
a
as
0
bad as the death
I was
nut.
pouring. It was more of a flavor. I think
Right.
she'll be. I think she'll burn a little bit. I think she'll. I think it might be the hottest thing she ever does, unless she's done something, a sauce with Carolina Reaper with you or something. If she's done a good Carolina Reaper sauce, this is not going to be as hot as a good Carolina Reaper sauce.
No.
Okay. So that's fair because recently, like, she made me line up like all of my hottest sauces, and she did all 5 of them. So
She's
she's
fine.
probably going to be fine then.
She'll be fine.
Okay.
She may be
Cool.
disappointed.
Cool.
So
Thank you. Love that.
don't tell her though.
Yeah, I think the
So-
first death nut was my first challenge, and it was hotter than these. So
Oh, all right. So the question I have is, will the League of Fire reduce their liability for a minor? So if I am her mother, sign off, can she get points?
I don't think this is on the League of Fire for points yet, and I don't think that the League. I mean, be honest with you, based on what I experienced today, I don't think it should be something that's League of Fire point worthy. I mean,
Yeah,
the
maybe
white-
not.
Unless they come out with a little
Okay.
hotter stuff and
Okay.
a little bit more.
Yeah, the White Lightning was barely
That's fine.
League of Fire. You got to do a lot of White Lightning for those, like I did. You got to do a lot of those for it to actually get hot.
Right.
So
Now, Phil, and I hate to keep bringing him up, but Roger, while we were live, went live on Instagram, and apparently it was showing the aftermath of what I was talking about, and he probably did at least 20.
Or so he did 20s. Yeah, I see. I got a feeling. I was talking with a bunch of people in chat afterwards,
But he was hurting though.
But I mean,
Wow.
I'm trying to think 20. Okay, what would 20 do to me? I'm trying to think, what would 20 do to me? I mean, some are hotter than
Probably
others.
give you a good stomach ache or something.
Maybe I'd have a little more eye watering and nose run and things like that. But my thought process is I felt sorry for anybody that really bought a bunch in order to do a bunch. Thinking like I bought 34 packs of chips. I know Roger bought 100 packs of chips and did like 60 some. I know Atomic Menace did 55. So for anybody who bought these thinking they were going to be packy, hot, or hotter, and they're not, I'm kind of disappointed for them. I mean, that's a big amount of money invested in order to do that. So
So
think
they're
it was a
not
tiny bit
hotter
hotter.
than the latest Pocky chip?
I thought it
I
was
don't
a
think
tiny
so.
bit hotter, but it didn't last
If
nearly
it-
as long.
if it were the
Yours
same
was coated more
size,
than ours.
then if it were the same size, it probably could have been hotter.
Yeah.
I think, but
It would have to be coated more. I mean, ours again, Nate's, if you go back and look at the videos, Nate's was coated. But I had 2, he had 1, and Eric had 1, and ours weren't coated as much as the one that he had. So
yeah, the ones that I had, they're not going to put a chili head anywhere close to panic mode.
yeah, no,
Really?
yeah, no.
I peaked about a 4, and about 3 minutes or so after looking at the timer again is when I started coming down. So
But again, yours was I would fathom to guess yours had 3 to 4 times more stuff on it than ours did.
of course,
Well, I went back and edited that video, and I looked. I zoomed in on mine. I zoomed in on you and yours. And I'm thinking, it's like difference of night and day. So
Yeah. Mine was basically brown. Y'all's was light brown.
yeah.
Like really dark brown or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it was almost as dark as the box.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy what the difference in that was. So
Now, see if they made like one of those 2-ounce bags like you were talking about, and made that the challenge, I could see that. Kind of like the world's hottest corn chips, a timed type deal.
right.
Because I mean, I can feel it going through, but it's not nearly like what I felt before. I mean, it's just I haven't, Katie. I haven't done any really hot stuff in like 2 months. So
No, I feel you. So I hadn't done anything like super hot in a month and a half because I was prepping for the hot dog contest. So the first like big thing I did was the cap gun challenge this morning. And anybody that's done the cap gun challenge, like it's really not that bad. But I actually I had to volunteer at church today, and I actually ended up in like the church bathroom floor like twice this morning because I didn't prep properly. So I was just like, I'm sorry, I just have to step away and just ride in the bathroom.
Oh, it's no good.
I'm fine. It's fine.
I'm trying to find this now so I can let's see here, pause. I'm gonna share this with everyone so you guys can see this. Oh, wrong screen. Yeah. All right, there's everyone. All right, so take a look. Now, Nate's going to be in the top right-hand corner.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see his really well, but look at how dark his is.
Yeah, I can tell the difference between yours
weird.
and tones, and
Isn't that weird?
Nate's is a little bit more darker than both of yours.
Look at mine.
Super
Look at Nate.
strange. That is not consistent.
It looks like he got the better one.
I don't know if I call it better, Raven, but yeah, it was definitely more.
Well, I mean, better coated is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was. That definitely was coded.
And if you look at his reaction, it doesn't look like it made that much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
They handle it really
But I
well.
always react like that, though. In the first minute, I always react like that. I don't care what it is, because that initial burn on your tongue, I'm sorry, it just sucks. No matter.
If I haven't done anything spicy for a while and I eat something that I don't get hiccups, that's a good sign. So
I don't ever get the hiccups, but I get the claws. I'm like one of the few people that gets the claws.
Oh, Katie, when you did that ghost ramen, I was sitting there going, I want you to finish because you're competitive spirit, but please don't hurt yourself. God bless, please don't hurt yourself.
I reached a point, I was like, this is so dumb. I just have to keep shoveling it in.
Yeah, she's going in with like the claw. I can hardly hold on to the fork, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You need some of Bella's claws then.
The little hand.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Doesn't she eat with the little hands?
Yeah, I was teasing her on Facebook one day because she had these like inch-long fingernails, and I'm like, those are pretty cool. I bet they're awesome for catching fish too.
I had to tell my wife. I had to show my wife. I was like, you need to get these for a back scratching because, good Lord.
Yeah.
She is way too glamorous for me. I'm not that fancy. I just have the plain nails.
They apparently got some of Ed's special reserves and went to. They both were posting on social media. They hit a 10.
They said they hit a 10. So what was that they ate?
It was Ed's kind of special reserve reapers, I guess. I don't know if that's the official.
That's what I'm hearing.
But it was his back pocket reapers that he's.
Oof.
So it's probably something like when they did in 2019 that video that was on Netflix. So it was probably some of those, and probably higher knowing Ed.
Right.
Well, I can imagine if you've had a pod that's a lot hotter than your hottest pod you've ever eaten. Like I said, still the hottest one I've had is a Prima Tali. I had one of those last year.
Chocolate Prima Tali.
Yep. It definitely put me like, went from like a 5 or a 6 on a Reaper to a 7 or 8 on a Prima Tali. You get for just a moment when you haven't had a pepper that hot, you kind of have that little bit of a panic mode. I always told somebody, I said, they said, well, what's going to take you to a 10? When I panic, when I get that point where the heart starts fluttering real, and you start wondering, is this gonna end? I think And I think I've got myself trained where I would never hit a 10 unless I did something stupid. Like I said, like this plutonium back here.
Oh,
Yeah.
the one that you tried before where you did a shot of glass of the, like where you poured
No.
it.
Phil's plutonium that he's talking about is unopened, as far as I know.
Yeah, I have a bottle of 357 plutonium that has not been opened because it's pure, thick extract garbage. And
Oh God,
it's
I would be careful
it
about
was a
that.
night in the hospital. Probably a night in the hospital for me if I did the whole thing.
Yeah, I think
Well,
the worst thing
Well, it's just
I ever.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Raven.
No,
Go ahead. I muted him.
I can do that too.
I was just gonna say the worst thing I ever did was the version 2 chug. So that like immediately, like my whole body was covered in flop sweat, and my kids actually told my husband, like, you have to go check on mom. And he came in like, should I call the ambulance? And I was like, what are they gonna do? They can't do anything.
Right.
Like, just leave me alone. And like I get like an angry tiger, like an injured angry tiger,
Right.
when I'm in pain. So I'm just like, just go away. But yeah.
That's
I
me.
got 10 of those.
That's me when I'm cramping up and I'm seriously cramping up. If I was on panel, I'll mute everybody. I'll leave it. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see anything. I don't want anybody messing with me. I just want to be left alone to deal with my agony,
Yep.
well, it's just like when you did the Packy chips, you did 34. People outdid you then. But it's go ahead.
Well, I had one of those moments, and like I mentioned it earlier today, that a friend of ours, Sherry McMillan, had these little paws out of Jello, and there's like 12 of them, and she had like 50 some odd Reapers worth of powder in this whole batch, and so she's like, well, you just try to get through as many as you can, and then go from there, and I told her, look, got through 3 of them. When I went to watch the replay, I got through 5 of them, which is about 20 Reapers worth of powder. And I had to cut the video short because I was already on fire, and it hit me so hard. I was in the bathroom just screaming, sweats and everything. It's like, no, I don't like that.
No.
Yeah, too much. I've always kind of been scared of some of the stuff that Sherry makes, only because she makes. I mean, she makes stuff special. I've seen Stim do stuff, and I've seen. I want something that's regulated for everybody, that everybody does. So if you do something super fucking hot, other people have done the same super fucking hot thing that you did. So you have someone to talk to it about. If you did something that's super
Cindy,
fucking
listen
hot,
to this
you can't
man.
compare it to anything that anybody else has done. You can't say this. No. I want to get all my challenges from like Willie Pete's and Pucker Butt and Packy Chip, where I'm getting the same thing everybody else, so I can compare my pain to their pain.
Yeah, Blum Loco's got a bar called Satan's Pleasure, and I got one of those a while back ago, and I tell you, one little square that lit me up.
Yeah.
Well, he's got extract in it, and again, Avo's made that bar hotter 3 times. I was the second person when he came out with Satan's Pleasure to eat this over 2 years ago. Like 6 months later, I was brought over to a gentleman's house. I forget, Tasting the Heat. I forget what his first name is. Kenny. Yeah, I went over to his house and did one, and that one was hotter. I found out later because I asked him. I said, "Did you make this hotter?" He's like, "Yeah, he made it hotter." Then I got another one a year later. I bought 3 of them, one for me, one for James Nixon, Scotch Bonnet. I sent him 2, and that one after I ate it, he said he made it hotter. Blake Hurst had one of those. I think that's the hottest thing Blake is still eating. Was that thing, and it's just for me, if you're gonna make it, keep it at the same consistency. If you need to make a hotter one, make a hotter one. Make a 2.0, make a 3.0. But I go into one of those challenges thinking that I know how hot this is going to be or hotter. It's kind of disappointing, to say the least.
Right. Right.
Mm.
I noticed that since we've done Johnny's Hot Balls, there really hasn't been anybody else do Johnny's Hot Balls, at least that I've seen.
That's because Johnny's hot balls suck.
They're not
Everybody
horrible.
prefers
I
Cindy's.
mean, I know you
They
had a
don't taste good. They're hard to get out of the bottle. His balls are too big for the goddamn bottle. And they have extract, so it burns.
Oh,
well,
It's
distillate.
a cheap
got
heat.
ink.
It's cheap.
Distillate is the same thing as extract. I don't care what they say.
Well,
It
distillate
might be a
is
different
tincture, isn't
process,
it?
but it's the same crap.
So, I don't know. But everybody that's done it, again, I didn't have a problem with it. I guess I probably should do a video with this last one and get rid of it. But I've got a lot of one things in here. A lot of things I got one of, that I need to do. So I was thinking about just getting together a bunch of ones that aren't, deadly hot, like Nemesis, and like maybe doing Johnny's balls and then doing the sunflower seeds and then doing a packing chip and then finishing off with something that's super hot.
yeah, I'd love to do those sunflower seeds. Those look good.
Yeah,
I haven't done that.
they're good. They're good. I mean, they
Yeah.
really don't get hot until the final ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final ones really, I mean, you didn't really see them promote it because it really wasn't that hot. It was hot. It was hot. I mean, that whole challenge is hotter than the chip. So,
Really?
yeah.
Huh. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling more and more like my daughter can do this.
Well, I think your daughter's not going to
It's
have
gonna
a
be
problem.
great.
If she did the sauces, she's not going to unless she gets Nate to chip.
I was saying,
She's so cute about it. She keeps telling me, she's like, I'm gonna get so many views. And I'm like, yeah, you probably are.
Well, she may just because she's a younger person. It's a new face, right?
Right.
And people like seeing two people in a video. I think that's where I
Yes.
struggle a lot. Not only that, but I mean, seeing just one person in a video doing challenges isn't necessarily. A lot of times people like to see. That's what's good with like Dark and Bella. They're and now Johnny and David and Al. You get a lot of these duo tandems. Even Roger when he brings his wife in. I think
Anna Lynn's so cute.
Yeah, I think that
Love her.
helps with his views overall, whether it's on that
Definitely.
video or his videos in general. Adding that second face. I mean, the video I did with my wife has got decent views. Not great, but it's gotten decent views. I wanted to do something with me again. So
Now, Phil, I was told by my wife, she had said something about, do you have another one? And I kind of shook it. And I did not see her response because I didn't have the chat up on the screen. I had it down here, and I missed it. And she's like, "Oh, I would have come down and done it." I said, "Yeah, right." Because you're not kicking my ass for letting you do that.
well, I thought
she's trying hotter and hotter stuff, but she is not. No.
Not my wife. My wife is not touching. We were upstairs having
Man.
Applebee's. We had Applebee's carry out, and her little pico de gallo that's on her thing. She's picking out the little flecks of jalapenos that are in there. I said, "Those are there for flavor," and she's like, "No, they're too hot." She's taking little jalapeno, the little things out of it. Yeah, she doesn't
I
like.
gotta get this mayonnaise off. It's too hot.
Scrape off the mustard. Get it.
Yeah. So
Well, the mustard makes it taste good too.
They had picked up some wings and some boneless wings from Food Line, and she goes, "Oh, well, go down there and try one of the boneless wings. It's spicy." Because she had to tell my mother-in-law, not to eat them because my mother-in-law really doesn't do heat.
sorry, Nate.
But yeah, that is cute.
Fluffy dog out trumps your story. We'll come back to you now. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I went and ate that one, and it was just kind of like, you really are telling me this is spicy after what I just did. That was it.
The Caper Way, Anyone have a secret tip for cramps, or is there no solution
No.
whatsoever? For me,
Time.
water. Once I get to that point where I've got cramps, I try to keep my stomach full and try to keep myself completely hydrated. That means a lot. You're drinking water. I drink water until the cramps kind of subside, and then 5 or 10 minutes later, when they start coming back, I drink until they subside again. I do a lot. It's funny because I don't pee a lot, but once it goes away, then there's a lot of peeing that goes along. But that's the only thing I can tell you outside of taking an edible, which helps for cramps as well. So. not that I know or anything, but
because if you go for dairy, you're going to be packing on a lot of calories.
Well, that's just it. Now, a lot of times I'll have a glass of milk after a challenge, but I'm not going to sit there and drink half a gallon or a gallon of milk. That's just not that I can take too many calories in as it is, but the water, just as long as I can keep that stomach full and keep my body hydrated, it seems to keep them from being super bad. I used to just power through them. I go through 2 hours of just sweating on my knees, head in the cushion of the couch, 2 hours of just hating life. Thinking to myself that taking a knife and sticking it in my stomach and digging out that would be somehow give me relief, but in 2 hours I'd be over with. Well, now I'll do the water thing, and it may take longer than 2 or 3 hours before I can stop drinking water before it goes away. But then I don't have to put up with as much pain from a super spicy challenge. That's just me, though.
And when I hit my 100 subscribers, I did a video where I had the 2 times spicy noodles, and then I had a couple of pods that I'd grown and a couple that I got from another gal local just to kind of compare, because the gross that I grew back then were just like ridiculously hot. And so I had a little bit of each pod, and my mouth and my throat were on fire. So I just was down in milk and got just ridiculously full. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, those cramps were ferocious still.
Yeah.
Well, those are the worst ones when you think it's all over, and a couple hours later you're laying in bed, and the next thing you know, you're hitting the floor and you're crawling to the bathroom. Yeah, those are the worst ones because when I did my Reapers, I did that Screaming Eagle challenge a couple years ago. I ate 21 Reapers in a sitting, and I sat here and drank water all night, did live videos where I done up on other people's panels. I did just fine. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock rolled around. Like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. And I feel pretty good. I was, but it was one of those ones like 2 hours after I went to bed. As soon as that water, it was in my system, got absorbed by my body, and my small intestine was wrapped around those Carolina Reapers in my abdomen. Oh yeah. So
yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the trick with it. So the thing with digesting peppers is that it's wherever your body is at. So I haven't found like a 100% trick with it, because it really depends on like what you've eaten, what you've drank. The fact is, when you do something super spicy, your body starts ramping up your metabolism. It starts cramping your guts. It's trying to process things really quickly. So sometimes, like today, I did the cap gun and I processed things like in 3 hours. But sometimes it takes 12 hours. Like, it just depends on what's in your system. So,
Arisha, that's exactly what we all feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I conquered this crap, and then a couple hours later, son of a bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I always feel like I got that final turn, that final cramp that I get as the spicy challenge, whatever it is, moves from the small intestine, which has nerve receptors and heat receptors and pain receptors, when it hits the large colon. There's that last turn that it's got to make, and it must be a hairpin turn, because that's the one that will usually be the hardest one you can get all night long. But after you have that one that lasts about 3 or 4 minutes, then there's the finish line where you don't have any more cramps. So,
yep.
My thing is a little Pepto about 20, 30 minutes before, and then, like you said, Phil, I finally learned that you put some food down on top of it, and then you drink a bunch of water.
Yeah. Well, see, I used to eat a lot of food before spicy challenge, and what I'm finding is most stomachs aren't very big, unless you're a competitive eater and you stretch your stomach on a regular basis. Most stomachs aren't very big. 4 ounces, 3 ounces, 4 ounces is so. I used to, eat a whole banana. I used to do some Pepto, eat a whole peanut butter and jelly sandwich, all this other stuff. I find that most times now I can drink a little Pepto, eat half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and a Greek yogurt, and that's the only prep I need for something super spicy. And I followed it up with some Greek yogurt and some milk if I need to. So,
and I've had challenges that it didn't matter how much I prepped, it still came back up.
Well, I can't do that. I wish I could sometimes. That nemesis, I tried so hard to get rid of that fucker, get that out of my system. I still got a video on my phone, and I've never posted it, of me going out to the side of my house and my son's videotaping me. And I've had some ice cream, and the ice cream helped to soothe the pain a little bit. But I'm trying to get the nemesis out of my gut, so I'm ramming my finger down my throat, and the only thing I'm puking up is ice cream. And not puking up the freaking nemesis. I'm puking up the ice cream. And then, of course, as soon as I puke up the ice cream, my stomach is hurting from the nemesis. So I went back in. Yeah, that is. And then the time where I kind of stopped breathing when I tried to throw up from the 5 bottles of the version 1 chug. And I'm sitting over here, and I was kind of off camera, but my wife was there. I was like, I was trying to take a breath in, and when I tried to puke it up, I got about an ounce up, and I could not catch my breath. I could not, and that's the only time on something like that I've actually been a little scared. So,
Dylan, so was mine. That was like the second League of Fire challenge I tried, and I waited and procrastinated all the way to midnight, and then I did it, filmed it, hung out for a couple more minutes, and went to bed at about 8 o'clock in the morning. From 8 until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I was in the bathroom.
Yeah. I think Jeremy says he gets hungry when his cramps are over. I understand that because I'm exhausted. When I get done with my cramps, when your body's gone through so much, I completely and totally feel exhausted. Now, do I feel like eating? I have eaten one time after some severe cramps, and I thought it was over with, and I ate, and I wound up getting cramps back. So I'm not going to eat anymore after something like that. When the cramps go away, I'll wait till the following day to eat anything. So, pepper.
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones that I can. I mean, it's not easy to boot, but I do boot, and it's usually like one of the first times I did the little world's hottest chocolate from VAT 19. It's a little bitty thing, but it's like a 9 million extract, and so some people eat the whole thing. Well, I broke it up into like the little 12 little squares. Did that one a minute, and by the time I got to that 10th one, my chest was burning so bad I didn't know if I was going to make it through it. But once it came back out, I was good. That's usually the way it goes.
Yeah.
A lot of people did that challenge too, and sometimes they fail and they think they can handle it, but then they realize they're screwed at that time.
I knew once I got that last one down, it was over.
Yeah, see, I didn't do that challenge until more than a year into my doing my channel, because everybody was because I'd done Satan's Pleasure, I had done Chili Cherry Nightmare, I'd done Nemesis, and everybody's like, yeah, it's nothing in comparison to those. And then once you have done those, to do those, I portioned it out into the 12 little squares and whatnot. It was hot because it's got extract in it. Mm-hmm. But extract is always the X factor because it can always mess with your stomach.
And it didn't taste good either.
No, it tastes like. Well, that was one of our friends' R5 Adventures. One of her first hot chocolate challenges she did was that little chocolate bar, and she's like, it tastes like ass. And it's like, yeah, most of these challenges we do don't taste that way. They got Carolina Reaper in them, but they taste pretty decent. That one, yeah, that one's all extract. So, what's up, Will? And that's neighbor girl, good to see your husband won. Not even a chili head. Neighbor girl was in there talking about her husband who got into a chili eating contest and won. So that's cool. What's up, Kling Bluto? Imperial, Chrysler Imperial. Recently, I got a pound with most of this. Yeah, Lawn Dog, Insanity Salt. Al Blum's got that too.
Yes.
And that stuff's pretty hot. So many spicy and hot chips. I went to challenge.
Yep, exactly, Dylan. That was
Well, that's I always tell people, right? Prep for every challenge like it's your biggest challenge. Because if you do that, then chances are you're not going to walk away from a challenge with stomach cramps unless it's a huge challenge. You know, I hate the half-assed thing. Do something like what we did today and walk away with cramps on something that you shouldn't walk away with cramps with. You know what I mean? So
you rather go whole ass. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
like when I did these balls, Johnny's balls, I didn't get any cramps from these. Now someone just popped up, maybe did get some cramps, but yeah, when I did these, you do it, Katie.
Get unmute her.
I unmute her and she there you go. All right.
What is happening?
I keep clicking on it and you click on it. But we both had two different reactions. Katie's got a great tolerance, and she sucked with these. I mean, she went right to the bathroom, got bathtub. You know, this was one that really wrecked her. And you know,
yeah, it was rough.
Channel, and some of us actually talked about doing a second one. Like Micah talked about doing a second one. I actually considered doing a
which
second.
is crazy because for those of you watching that are not chili heads, like Micah is not a chili head. And I am. And at the time that we did that, I was doing a challenge every week. So it's not like my tolerance was low. I just didn't react well to those balls.
Yeah.
It's just too many balls.
Yeah.
Lawn Dog, to answer your question, Sheena should probably take it back over, but it's not going to happen because James is so far ahead and she doesn't do some of the other challenges that we do. So unless she does do a bunch of pepper eating contests and gets a bunch of points for that, like she doesn't do a lot of the chugs, she doesn't do a lot of the chocolate, that type of stuff. Most of her points are from pepper eating contests, which the rest of us probably couldn't even come close to. So, like, I don't even like eating peppers raw. So,
right.
I usually have a bad time with those.
I did 2 pepper eating contests 2 years ago. And they actually got the same contest coming up here in August. And my problem wasn't the heat. My problem was swallowing them fast enough. I made it to the final round, me and one other person, both times. And they gave us 3 peppers, like a scorpion, a Carolina Reaper, and something else. And I put them in my mouth. But the guy next to me in 5 seconds has got them swallowed. Me, I don't have them swallowed yet. So it happened to me twice.
Right.
I came in second place. Again, it had to do with the heat. If we had to sit there and eat the pepper and had to show the stem like you see the UK Chili Queen do, right? Most of their stuff, you know, you eat the pepper, you show the stem, everybody shows the stem. If we had to go through and endure the heat, I'm pretty sure I would win. But when it came down to speed at the end, that's where, you know, that's where I lost. Again, a lot of her challenges, she gets to the end, like she did with Atomic Menace, where it came down to speed, right? Neither one of them were going to quit. So, you know, she beat Atomic Menace by literally second or two. She swallowed and then he swallowed. It was like that, you know, that split second that she beat him. So
I seen them do a challenge of the hottest nut. A lot of them would eat it like take the spoons and they would eat it like this instead of like putting their hands in it. And it was pretty interesting to see.
Well, Atomic Menace, well, now he's done, has he done like 13, 15, 16 tubes of terry at one sitting now? I know he sat down not too long ago. The 10 that he did in the big challenge.
So Dylan just asked me what was worse for me, the cheese balls or the tuba terror. So I didn't get any cramps from the tuba terror. I am a weird person, and the challenges that have peanuts in them, so tuba terror, death nuts, peanut brittle, those do not give me capsaicin cramps. I don't know why. But there's something about the peanuts that like neutralizes that for me. I know Phil's like, I hate you.
I'm also
Yeah.
a 2-year-old. I'm hearing peanuts and I'm hearing balls. It's the penis that she doesn't get cramp, but the balls that do. I mean, I'm a 2-year-old. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm
It's fine.
I'm eventually gonna have to try the balls because the nuts wrecked me.
Do it. Get those big cheesy balls.
Make sure when you're filming, you have something to help pop the damn things out.
Yeah, the balls are too big for the tube. They're large balls, so
They're
Get those
deformed
out.
and they just don't always roll out.
yeah, they don't.
Need a little
They
extra
don't.
stimulation.
Yeah, you have to really like work them out.
You really got to jerk on them hard to get them out of the tube.
Got to be gentle because you don't want them to break.
No, you got to be
You gotta-
gentle. Wasn't working.
It doesn't always work that way.
Gentle was not working when we were doing it on panel. Matter of fact, mine hit the floor. I was sitting there with I think it was the second to last one, and I'm shaking the stupid thing, and I'm trying to get it out, and then finally it popped and it hit there and it hit on the floor. I had to pick it up off the floor, and I was hoping that the League of Fire wouldn't disqualify me, but
Right.
Did they?
no, they took it.
Good.
Again,
But yeah, in regards to the tuba tear, I haven't gotten cramps from that, so it's like not really a thing.
some of my worst cramps have come from tubes of terror.
Yeah.
Well,
It's different for anybody who tried the tubes of terror.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, the funny story again. We got another funny story. I came home from work one day on a Saturday, and I was going to do 2 tubes of terror and a total Satan. I've already done one. I've done 1 tube of terror, and I'd seen Roger do 3. I'm thinking, all right, I can do 2 tubes of terror. I get home, I have a couple of beers, I have a little pizza. I didn't prep. I had a couple of beers, had a couple pieces of pizza, and I think I'm going to sit down and do these 2 tubes of terror. Well, the first tube, I get them done in like 2.5 or 3 minutes. I'm done with the nuts, and I just, I don't know what. Well, just poor planning on my behalf. And at about the 7 or 8 minute mark, I start getting these cramps from hell. That's like, all right, I'm done. I know I'm not going to be able, even though I got through the rest of that 10 minutes and the 5-minute afterburn, I still wasn't going to be able to go into the second one. So I ended the video. I grab ice cream out of the freezer. I'm out on the front porch eating ice cream, and my one boy comes over to the house, and then my wife gets home, and she's like, Jordan, where's your father? He goes, he's out on the front porch, balls deep in a gallon of ice cream. Because I'm trying to keep from getting the cramps from the tube of terror. So,
Hey,
Arcade Revolution, thank you. So yeah. Beer and pizza is not good prep. Just
Pizza's not bad, but beer is not bad.
what was that?
Pizza's not bad, but beer, yeah, definitely no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone's up here doing okay. Arcade Revolution. We did. Me and Lazy Nate and Jeremy did the challenge earlier today, and I can't speak for them, but pretty disappointed in the heat level. So
He had the darkest one.
yeah, Lazy
Lazy
Nate had the
Nate.
darkest one for sure.
My audio
It's
is getting
just like
choppy,
when
but
you tried your tubes, when you were doing that sauce or whatever it was, that when you were you put a shot glass, and then you started really gasping for a while, because after a while you'd say, I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, so I've had some bad cramps. So you want to stay away from Hellfire and their Doom and Right Hand of Doom, because those things are rated with Scovilles. I think it was rated at 6.6 million Scoville, and that is made with extract, and that'll tear up your insides.
Mm.
And of course, I only usually do that at the end of a live stream when I'm being stupid and not thinking of the fact that I won't be getting any sleep. So,
Well, I was there when you drank that.
well, the 5
At that
bottles
time.
of hot sauce, yeah.
Yeah. And I was seeing how you're doing, and I was watching you make sure that you're not having any ill effects, but you started really kind of going downhill a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing is going into a lot of these challenges is be focused on the finish line.
Mhm.
I did have to when I finally decided I wanted to do 2 tubes of terror. I did have to put the challenge up as 3 tubes of terror because I figured if I put the challenge up as 3 tubes of terror, then I should be able to get through 2. And I got through 2, and when I got done with that second one, I was like, there is no way I'm going to try a third tube. No,
Right.
I don't see that in my future at all. So something about capsaicin crystals, something about extract that just does not agree with me. So.
When they came out, I was talking about the right-handed Doom and Doom. Well, they don't make the right-handed Doom anymore because the Hellboy license is gone, so it's just Doomed now. But I'm a nerd about this stuff sometimes. But one of my buddies from work, he's been gone for a while, he brought in both of those, and the right-handed Doom, I think I did like a whole teaspoonful of it. I had plenty of prep there, plenty of relief, so in case something did happen, I was going to be okay. 6 hours later was a different story. Just got home, started cramping up, just 1 teaspoon.
Mm. Well, it might have been making that final turn, the hairpin.
Yep.
So, Arcade Revolution had a question. What pepper is the worst and best to eat that will hurt or help you? I mean, the worst pepper to eat, I think we can all agree, at least Katie, I think, is added a Prima Tali, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's the hottest pepper that I've had. I would definitely think one of the best tasting peppers out there you'll see in a lot of hot sauces, my opinion, only, is your habanero.
Yeah, I think a habanero is just so classic. It's not bitter. It's like the right level of heat, but it doesn't go to the extreme where it like ruins the flavor of the sauce.
Mm-hmm. If you want a good warm snacking pepper, check out the Sugar Rush Peach. The red ones get hotter, but they're still, yeah. But for someone like the question earlier, if you've got a pepper and you know that it's going to get really seriously hot, cut it up and stay away from the placenta because that's where your heat is.
Yeah.
Just eat like the red part.
Well,
take
that's
baby
there's no
steps.
fun in that. You got to eat the whole damn thing.
I know, but you know.
I was impressed the other day to find out that Kelly Thomas did 52 Carolina Reapers. That girl
is a beast.
She is. She was the first lady to do the whole Nemesis.
Yeah. So she's one of those ladies. There's like a few challenges where I'm like, oh, I'm the first woman to do this. And then people are like, no, Kelly did it first. And I'm like, I don't know, because she doesn't post. It's like really anything.
Right.
So she's like really down low, but she is so cool. So definitely check her out.
Yeah, I was really involved at Capsaicin Crew when it first came out. It had broken off of another group, and they did Capsaicin Crew and they did Burn Club. And I don't find myself on Facebook chili groups often enough. I mean, I'm working, and when I'm not working, I'm working on doing something here, whether I'm on my live stream, someone else's live stream, or I'm trying to put something together for a live stream or a video. I just don't find myself, even though Facebook is, when you see most of these guys when they do something, it's quick, it's short and sweet. It's not like YouTube where you go on and forever and ever and ever. most of these guys, they come on, they burn real quick, 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then they're done. So maybe I need to start getting back into that. I know I've always enjoyed Nuke Chili Heads, even though they're not from around here. But
I think that's probably my favorite chili head group.
Nuke. Yep. I think it has a lot to do with Adele and Luciano and the people that are in there. They're so inviting and so welcoming, and they may have not seen you for a month, and it's like they just talked to you yesterday when they talked to you. They're great people running the channel for sure. So.
Yeah, they're some of the sweetest people I've met in the chili community for sure.
And no drama.
Yes. Oh my gosh, why is there drama? All of you, why is there drama?
Well, you have people out there because they can't do something, I think. Don't think you can do it. That's the biggest thing. There's people out there for whatever reason. I've had a run-in with someone big in the community, and the only time I get messages from this person is when there's drama. And the person says they're not into drama, but that's the only time I hear from them. And and it was over some stupid crap. And it's just like, is this really important? Nothing that I did. So it's like, is this really important? Well, the one of the things was the other night when the whole LA Beast thing. I got some grief over that.
Oh yeah, you did.
Because they're trying to get him back to doing spicy challenges again, and I got some grief over that. And
I'll be honest with you. I think the chili head community needs to quit going after these people that are big YouTubers, because it makes people like me. I don't give a shit about this. I mean, I got like 88 subscribers, but I don't give a shit. I'm doing this to hang out with y'all, have fun, to kind of do. I've explained my situation several times, so I'm not going to explain it again. But I don't care.
Right.
But guess what? When you're giving these big people free shit, and I just spent $1,000 on all your different products, I'm going to get a little upset, just a little bit. I mean, and that's, I'm not going to go really further than that, but I don't mind supporting people. I don't mind paying for the products, but then you're going to go and sit there and go, here's $100 worth of free stuff. And they might do it. They might not. They really don't care. They're doing their own thing. And yes, they got some free stuff, so they may or may not get to it. It just, it's a little frustrating, because after I've spent so much money with you, and granted, it is what it is. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you tried, you failed, they did it, but they didn't get as many views, and they just don't want to do it again, and they don't care about your little stupid club. And I'm not speaking about anybody in general, I'm just speaking, or I am speaking in general. I'm not speaking about any specific thing.
Right.
Like with League of Fire, do you think LA Beast really cares about being in the League of Fire?
No.
He's a lot bigger than that, and there's no money in it.
Right.
Well, he does a lot of his own things, which I see.
And one of the things that's got me lately is, and me and Eric were actually even thinking about doing it if this chip was like really insanely hot. We were going to be like, ooh, because some guy on TikTok is making these videos, and everybody in the community knows who he is, and he just chipmunks these peppers into his mouth and cuts the video before he even swallows. I'm like, you people can't see through that?
Yeah.
I don't trust TikTok as much as...
I get, I enjoy a mouth burn just as much as anybody else. I hate the cramps, but I'm going to swallow.
Right.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't trust TikTok as much, because a lot of these people don't know what they're seeing at times. They don't see behind.
At 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 50 seconds, Tone Ranger says, I'm going to swallow. Just mark that down.
Noted.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just going to start drama out of nothing because they got nothing better to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I will.
Hey.
In the right conversation,
for the first time in a year, I finally got some drama.
I mean,
You don't really need drama on your channel as much as you think.
I don't get it. I mean, like if everything's going smoothly and you really just feel like you got to throw that stick in the spoke of the wheel to trip up the bike, it's why?
And a lot of it has to do with what the host of a channel does and what the people up on their panel do. Because again, if I'm involved in drama, if I'm going to other people's channels and making drama, that drama is going to follow me back. If Nate, Jeremy, Raven, Katie, if they get involved in drama on other channels and they come up on my panel, it's going to follow them back. So I try to be careful in who I have up on panel and things like that, as far as I don't want to create any drama. That's just, but that's how I do that. And again, I try to be, I'm good in everybody else's chat. I'm good in everybody else's, and I don't create any problems with any, except for maybe Shoe Nice. I always like to give Shoe Nice shit, but you know.
Well, Shoe Nice, his whole thing is drama. So
Right. Well, I was had him on my phone one time, and my boys are out in the living room. They're like, "You know, Shoe Nice." This is, yeah, the guy doesn't like me very much because every time I go in there, I give him shit. Most of the time, he just ignores me. But there's been times I've been blocked on his channel. But he blocks people all the time, and then turns around and unblocks.
I haven't been in there in a while, but knowing that you're in there, Phil, I feel like I need to start like watching him again. Shoe Nice.
Again, I don't. He doesn't. You know, he does some members only stuff where I can't comment there because I'm not going to join and become a member there.
Right.
And I don't stick around very long. He'll pop up during the daytime. I'll go in there. I'll say a couple things to him and whatnot, and leave. So it's not like I sit there for a period of time and really sit there and watch him because he, unless he's doing something, which most time he's not doing, he's talking about himself. He's not very entertaining to me.
No.
Now back when he used to do stuff and he was entertaining and he used to do challenges. No matter what the challenges was, he was entertaining. But now he's just talking about himself mostly. So,
Darn.
Yeah, I found out something a couple months ago with some drama, and if you've been in the community long enough, you kind of know people who are causing stuff, and so I made a video, and somebody posted, and just by looking at the name, I knew who it was. It was like a fake account, whatever, and so they just made a derogatory comment. It's like, you know what? I know who you are. Knock it off.
Most people don't want to do that. They just want to rein it in.
well, and people that give you thumbs down. I mean, most of my videos have somewhere right around 4 thumbs down. I can pretty much tell you the 4 people that I live rent free in their head, and it's because I won't give them the time of day, and I won't get involved in the back, in the forth, and all that crap. And you know what? That's fine. So.
Yep.
So, but I'm not going to start this conversation. What I am going to do, because it's 11 o'clock my time, is I am going to head to bed.
Okay.
So I'm going to release you all from the bondage of the panel. Release you all from the bondage.
He's got some secret cramps going on.
No.
Besides, I really got a pee bad.
No.
So, anyways, Nate, Katie, Jeremy, Russell, I want to thank everyone that came up on the panel tonight for coming and hanging out. Everyone out in the chat. Will, it's way past your bedtime. Jeremy Pepper the Kentucky Living, Arcade Revolution. Appreciate the super chat too, Arcade Revolution. Dylan, Chaucer, anybody else out in the chat, Keeper Way. I appreciate you guys. Eileen, I appreciate you. Mayberry, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and always being there and supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I love you guys. Keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy.
Night.
Night.
Good night, Phil.
Right.